to read from, can everyone hear me? Yeah, okay. I do this every time I do like story time for children at my job. If I'm speaking too quickly, please let me know. If I'm speaking too softly, please let me know and I'll adjust. I'm going to read from my book, Myth. I wrote these poems like between 2019 and 2022. So if I like look really confused, I'm like, who wrote this? It was me a long time ago who wrote this. Fishing. My grandfather says we can eat what we kill. We wade into the water and find a shark. In the bleeding night, we carry it home across the mountain. The way your feet land before mine, I memorize. I copy your plan for leading me out of this spectacular cycle. Fold it in and over ourselves until our parents finally call for the doctor. Our love has never allowed itself to be gutted. Reach a hand in there, all the way in there. Pull out heart, lungs, digestive apparatus. I love your legs in the water. I told your sister when she fell from the cliff that I wished it had been me you wailed over, ripping the clothes off her back, her skin raw. We are too final for the gardens they sing about in church. Our hands never come close to holding whatever hot, shining city we're meant to love, to share. This body between us is dangerous, a clattering prehistoric wound. Our bodies are weapons, and we know that. We know no one wants this fish or its birth, just its teeth around our necks. We can toss it back into the sea. We can empty it into my mouth, down my spine. Momentum. My family takes a second helping of love. My father from the church parking lot, my mother loses her sight. I am told I sleepwalk, which means I love so much it hurts. I urinate where I'm not supposed to, burn money in the yard. Our kind of people are molded from abrasion, the detritus of dead living things, as forewarning and shield. On my way home, I stop saying mama. I draft a new mythology of sand and shells and touching every other creature that has breathed in air full of faith, beyond a warp chain, a taut belt, the scuttling of crabs, underfoot, the rising tides. Brief aside, you'll know if I like don't know how to end a poem when I just list like a series of like images, just like rapid fire. So,
For a tip.
Yeah. So this is a number of poems. So like just you'll just know. Like this needs to end. Like how do I do this? Make a game out of it. Circuit. 1. The longer I wait, the deeper the roots intertwining my organs. From my breath, your last connotation, early searchlight projecting broken on my bedroom wall. I have never taken orders from anyone before. My legs built a sugar shell from the strapping heat, field of silence against ancestral thunder. But with you, I am always at the top of a tree about to drum, about to catch myself. To forge an almost voice, I need verve, a black and green renewed. I never tell you why I don't want to join your trips to the ocean. It reminds me of my uncle heaving my young body over the side of the boat. And when I later told him I almost died, he asked who had stolen my skin, who was walking around the black with dead eyes. In the best kind of tale, I am not so brazen, grazing up your thighs. Here, the salt water is just a shore you can't empty our third of the world into. Your hands aren't rough. You did this on purpose, to match the bottom of my feet, my cheek. Your hips at mine aren't godly cajoling, no long rope, no seeing the next stare, no fear of my own face in the night. Hanging on your words burns my fingers. Everything you give me, I keep, especially the rubbish. You step on my toes so I know my place. You walk on my roof at night to remind me I'm still capable of being wrapped and pulled taut. 2. The fall when the hurricane hits is late. The trees keep families together. The sky drapes the cages so the birds can sleep. So I am surprised to see your wry and unencumbered aura. You tell me your mother has fallen ill with the muddy water, but before I can offer the last I had, I feel my body open and ask what it means when a tree is felled, how to see sweat rising from skin, the sun going out forever. 3. There is a U-shaped space contorted around my wrists and ankles now, the specter of brown and burning cane fields in every strike of my pen, the independence flag, the lilting ask, the next turn. My next poem, I'm going to read my only successful contrapuntal. I've never written any other one. Appeal to the doppelganger. So married, even my fingers rush to study in my own face, our face. Foil and forgetting whatever magic brought you here at my feet. A sinking house, mud soaked in the moon. You're a moment slower, the right hand in a window, swiping permission from my voice. Who is whom, when I cannot tell the difference in hands that look like mine, the teeth along the same lover's jaw, the world of us fading. By skin, every dry groove you carve across a single self, splitting into my labor, lost to your flotsam shadow, double the weight of my jagged outline, waiting for a flit of veil through the trees, the left hand covered in blood once, then from my family. A timely guess as to who is to blame, between the tooled or weapon knife, a mouth that lies and explores, enough force to render memory into ash, into film. So married by skin, even my fingers rush to study every dry groove you carve across my face, our face, the single self, splitting into foil and forgetting my labor, lost to whatever magic brought you here, your flotsam shadow at my feet, double the weight of a sinking house, mud-soaked in my jagged outline, waiting for the moon. You're a moment slower, the flit of veil through the trees, the right hand in a window, the left hand covered in blood, once swiping permission from my voice, then from my family. A timely guess as to who is whom, who is to blame, when I cannot tell the difference between the tooled or weapon knife and hands that look like mine, a mouth that lies and explores with teeth along the same lover's jaw, enough force to render memory into ash, the world of us fading into film. Break. The salt road encroaches on the river, or perhaps it's the other way around. Short spray stealing sediment each year. Remarking this model mourns me to you. When it is time for your own turning of earth, I should search for you in the empty sky, in the fingerprints on my fabric, in the fingerprints on the fabric of my skin and hair. The river is deep and deadly. To swim is to make a statement, or rather to test a question. Who shall pull me out? Who will call out to me to return to pallid land, out of watery opportunity? In the blue dark, I hold your hand and don't let go. You have no family here, and the work bleaches your bones, the moon in your chest squeezing salt water down your untouched flesh. After you tell me, I stare at the sun for several hours, ask a different kind of question. The universe hears and sends rain, sends floods to satisfy me, but fails. From our second last poem, it is the second last poem in the book, which I wanted to be the last poem, but my editor said no. Walk after the end. A crowd follows me home and I wait for death. 3 days ago, I discovered what it was like to be halved. My wet insides growing a false skin against the warm wind, like a leftover meal. I travel halved, one clawed, and greet younger versions of myself. They don't wear shoes, not even slippers. Their curly hair reddish and backed under the sun. I say to them, write your name at the bottom of your heart, property of stone, a wordless garden, pebbles flattening sweet-smelling grass, bald-faced room. They offer to clean the bits of my blood that have speckled the ground and stick to the trees in their black faces. When the wind blows, I say, no matter. I am growing a new body, not searching for my other half, latent, wild. I say, I discover what it was like to have an ocean inside me. Permanent gales. I know why I grow out instead of down, clasping another's hands, a hand I didn't summon. They think I have given them fear, but I have given them shade. I slink away into the sun, grow new teeth, a new soul on my foot, a red shell. And the final poem is the title poem of the book, Myth. Last week, there was a shooting at the mall. Everbold, you claimed it gave us one more talking point. Our legs entwined at the back of the cinema, breath snatching. The daylight squeezes, drips over us on the way home. Always a risk, walk on the field or the road. Our prayers wiped away the orange sky while animals graze. Those people, you say, in their own heads, trying on dresses, buying school supplies, then some harsh red ending. I want a death as real as possible. Old age, a shooting, falling from a cliff, my maroon frightening the sea. Ever broad, you'd rather die through myth. Come upon the antagonist of her mother's disciplines, driving alone at night, shaking the wrong tree, sleeping at the opposite end of the bed, pride matured into an iron noose. I always need to think about which part of me would be mourned, and on that you say we diverge. The moon has plans for us. The grass grabs at my feet. We cross the road and I lose my shoe. I'm almost hit by a car. We kiss at the top of the hill. Fireworks go off somewhere but don't illuminate the sky. A dog barks. In the field below, a creature moves back and forth, drinking the blood of cows. Thank you.